At the end of last season, the Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur very clearly said that his team does not have a number one driver. Turns out that was a lie. Charles Leclerc just signed a massive new contract with the Scudderia, and while that in itself is big news, the bigger story is Carlos Sainz. The Spanish driver is desperate for a new contract, but Ferrari might have just pushed him away to a rival. Today, we'll talk about Leclerc's monster contract with Ferrari, what it means for Carlos Sainz, and whether or not they're making a massive mistake. So don't go anywhere. Of all the teams attempting to challenge Red Bull during the ground effect regulations, Ferrari have come closest. In 2022, the team took 4 wins off the world champions, 3 going to Charles Leclerc and 1 going to Carlos Sainz. Leclerc even enjoyed a short-lived title battle with Dutchman Max Verstappen, before Red Bull fixed their engine reliability issue and outdeveloped the Scudderia with such zeal, you would be forgiven for thinking that Helmut Marko had taken half the team's families captive. In 2023, Carlos Sainz was the only driver to take a win off Red Bull, though that was more down to the track being bad for Red Bull than Ferrari being particularly exceptional in any way. Over those 2 seasons, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz have been relatively evenly matched. Leclerc outscored Sainz by 62 points in 2022 as the Spanish driver struggled to adjust to the new car, but in 2023 they were only separated by 6 points, with the Monegasque in the ascendancy again. While both are evenly matched, the keywords you would use to describe both drivers are very different. Leclerc is regularly brilliant, often erratic, and occasionally error-prone. Sainz, on the other hand, is always good, rarely impressive, but incredibly reliable. In 2022, there were plenty of people of the opinion that Charles Leclerc's mistakes did as much damage to his title challenge as a Ferrari pit wall did. He drives on the absolute edge, which makes him much more likely to fall over it. Sainz, on the other hand, won't take the car to the limit. He doesn't get as much out of it as Leclerc does, but he'll rarely end his own race due to driver error. There are pros and cons to both drivers. In Formula 1, you'll often hear that you can't teach brilliance, but you can teach consistency. Drivers have to have the natural talent to extract every percentage point from the car, and if they don't have that, they never will. That talent can be honed to consistency though. Sainz has that consistency, but not the natural talent of Leclerc. Leclerc just hasn't found the consistency yet. Considering their relative experience, the situation makes sense. Sainz is heading into his 10th F1 season, Leclerc into his 7th. But 6 years in F1 should have been enough time for Charles to iron out those mistakes. In 5 years, Lando Norris has managed it, so why hasn't Charles? Perhaps it's something about the Ferrari team. Or maybe it's something within Charles, I don't know. But having seen Charles drive for 5 years, Ferrari are of the opinion that those mistakes can still be ironed out, and they do have a driver capable of winning a world championship for the team. To race for this team has been my dream since I was 3 years old, Leclerc said after signing his new contract with the team. I used to watch the Monaco Grand Prix from the window of a friend's apartment at Saint-Devoux Corner, and I would always look out for the red cars. This team is my second family ever since I joined the Ferrari Driver Academy in 2016, and we've achieved a lot together, fighting through thick and thin over the past 5 years. However, I believe the best is yet to come. I can't wait for this season to start, to make further progress, and be competitive at every race. My dream remains that of winning the World Championship with Ferrari. Ferrari have kept the exact details of the new contract secret, but reliable sources in Italy have said that the new one is for 5 years, running until 2029. After 3 years, there will be a performance-based breakpoint, so if Leclerc or Ferrari aren't holding up their end of the bargain, then the contract can be ended by either party. His salary has been reported to be set to rise from his current $27.15 million a year to $54.3 million by the end of the contract. In Italy, they talk about Ferrari and Leclerc as a marriage. The Tifosi value loyalty above all else, and in Leclerc, they have a driver who could be a career Ferrari driver, potentially never making a move elsewhere. As much as they love him though, there are some things that are inescapable. 5 wins from 23 pole positions is a problem, though some will argue that that is evidence of an issue with Ferrari's car rather than Leclerc's skills. Nonetheless, if he does want to win that World Championship with Ferrari, then overturning the shocking stat that Max Verstappen has won from Leclerc being on pole more often than Leclerc has would be a good start. Max has won 11 times when Charles has been on pole, by the way. While this new contract is a sign of trust in Leclerc, it also puts Carlos Sainz firmly in second position at Ferrari. It is now up to Leclerc to stamp his authority on that position. Charles is meant to be Ferrari's poster boy. He was the one who rose through the junior ranks. He was the one that was promoted after a single year in F1. He was the one that was tipped as a future champion, as part of the sport's golden generation. But Carlos Sainz could end all of that in 2024. Sainz, like Leclerc was, is out of contract at the end of 2024. The Spanish driver has been very clear that he wants a long-term contract, and he wants it before the season starts, so he can just concentrate on the driving, instead of having to flirt with opposing team principals over breakfast before races to get a seat for 2025. Ferrari won't want to give Sainz a massive contract matching Leclerc's. It tells their junior drivers they won't ever get on the team and stops them making moves in the driver market. Reports from Italy have been saying for a long time now that Ferrari only want to give Sainz a single-year extension, while Carlos won't settle for any less than 2. The problem Ferrari have is that Carlos Sainz is an excellent F1 driver. In terms of where the drivers are in the moment, there is an argument that Ferrari have the strongest lineup on the grid. I'm not saying I'm of that opinion, but Sainz and Leclerc are 2 excellent drivers. Losing Carlos Sainz would be a blow to the Scudderia. Sainz is not far behind Leclerc and is far from slow. While Leclerc offers that extreme speed to the point where some regard him as the fastest driver in F1, Sainz offers a different skill set and makes a formidable technical contribution. Plus, there are times when the car characteristics aren't as hoped, such as if it's a little more understeery, where he can get more out of it than Leclerc. Here, it's important to note that Leclerc tends to be that bit quicker when fundamentally faster car characteristics predominate, like oversteer, so it's not a question of favouring one or the other, and is instead about cold, hard lap time. Together, the 2 cover each other's weaknesses, and that's exactly what you want from a title-challenging pair. If Ferrari are able to build a car capable of fighting Red Bull, then Leclerc will be the favourite to take the driver's title. But when he isn't on top form, Sainz will be there to pick up the pieces. He'll regularly take big points and will make sure that even if the driver's title challenge fails, that the team will be in contention for the constructor's title with 2 big scoring drivers. There are seats all over the grid that are available for 2025. Carlos Sainz Sr., Junior's dad and recent winner of the Dakar Rally with Audi, has already said that his son should be talking to Audi about a seat for when they take over from Stake in 2026. The Stake team have 2 free seats from 2025 onwards at the moment, and I don't think anyone would argue that Sainz wouldn't be an upgrade on Zhou Guanyu or Valtteri Bottas. Staying at Ferrari is what Sainz wants to do, but by obviously favouring Charles with a massive new contract, Ferrari have put Carlos firmly in his place, and it may be the move that finally pushes Carlos out of the door and into a team that will respect him for the excellent driver he is. What do you think of Charles Leclerc's new contract? And should Sainz stay, or should he make a move elsewhere? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, drive safe and bye for now.